I have 50 Peace and Chaos summoning tickets, so now I'm going to open all of them up and see what my luck will be. 100% free to play. And in the beginning, I'm already hitting it strong with a guaranteed feature summon. So it's either going to be Jianzhu or Kelsang, or probably one of the relics, but I'm hoping it's going to be Kelsang or Jianzhu. I love watching this animation, especially when Avatar Aang just opens his eyes. And we're hitting it strong with Air Nomad Kelsang, the Peace Sage. This is going to be great. Let's just run through the rest of everything that I got in this 10-pack summoning, and then go through the rest of the 40 Peace and Chaos tickets that I have. So, pretty average. One duplicate skill coin for Blind Bandit Toph, and then some 3 and 4 star relics. That's alright. Kelsang looks pretty... Oh, he's a Kyoshi faction hero. I did not know that. I thought that both he and Jianzhu would be like, like Sifus or something like that, and not necessarily a Kyoshi faction hero, but that's okay. So it's 190 for a pity summon, but I think I'm still on a good C, so I'm gonna keep going. And nothing great. Maybe there'll be a duplicate in there. No, just relics. Yeah, okay, duplicate skill coins, but nothing for Kelsang. Let's go again. Statue Kyoshi. That got nerfed. I'm pretty sure it's not 40% of health, or 40% of the damage will be used to heal. It's now 20% at max. Two more times. Once again, pretty average. Ooh, Spirit Shrine. Okay, this can be useful. Air Nomad Glider. So I think the Air Nomad Glider, for every like airbender on your side of the field, you get like what, 5% more speed. And then with the Shrine, you have a chance of getting like, what is it? Skill Nullify, increase defense. Let's see, permanently increase speed by 5% of each air element ally on the caster's team at the start of the battle. Okay, that might help for like the Unagi battle or something like that, or maybe later on down the line. 25% chance to grant increased defense, skill nullifier, or invisibility to the ally with the highest attack for 1 turn when the caster attacks. So if you had Avatar Aang, Bending Master Avatar Aang, you could probably put this on him, but I don't have him, so I'm just gonna use it with Kelsang. And it increases their health and their defense. From what it looks like. Okay. So I only have 10 Peace and Chaos tickets left, so I'm probably going to exit out and then reset the seed and then come back in and summon again. So I'm gonna be right back. So now that I've reset the game and logged back in, we're going to open the last 10. If you'd like me to explain what I mean by seed theory and the resetting the seed, then just leave a note in the comments and I'll explain that. So now we're just going to open this last one up, and I didn't get anything good, but I was able to get a Spirit Shrine duplicate, so I can use that to upgrade the percent chance for Kelsang whenever I equip that onto him. Looking at his ability, starting with his passive, he increases the attack and crit rate of each ally by 2% and also increases the defense of the caster by 5% for 1 turn when any ally is attacked while Guardian Stance is active, up to 5 times per battle. So his first advanced ability will give him Guardian Stance, which will clear all negative debuffs, whether that be elemental debuffs, negative states, stuns, knockdowns, etc., off of every single ally. And then it will prevent negative debuffs from being put onto any of your allies except for Kelsang while he's in Guardian state. So it's like a preventative measure to stuns and knockdowns and imbalanced states. So like you can pretty much go up against teams with like Bumi or Kyoshi or even Toph that like stun you or knock you down pretty aggressively. His second advanced ability, Gale Force, will deal vital damage to a single target and disable their advanced skill until Kelsang is defeated. So they won't be able to use their advanced at any point in time unless Kelsang is defeated, which is great. This also scales with his defense, so this is why you want him to have a high defense, but this will be great against characters like Bumi that have a high health pool, or Tyro, for example. I'll show you how this ability works when we get to the gameplay in Arena, because you can also use this to target characters who have very troublesome advanced abilities. His basic deals storm damage to all enemies with a 50% chance to inflict knockdown on the enemy with the lowest speed for 1 turn. Storm damage is dealing a rank 1 or rank 2 air element debuff on the enemy, and if there's any waterbender anywhere on the field, whether it be yours or the opponent's, then he can also deal some rank 1 or rank 2 water elemental debuffs on the enemy as well. And then he'll increase the turn bar of all allies by 5% for each enemy in a knocked down state. Now with Kelsang, because he deals more damage on his ultimate with his defense stat, I have a defensive set on him, but I'm also trying to maximize his resistance, because whenever he's in the Guardian stance, everybody else will have a resistance to negative states and debuffs, but Kelsang won't. So you want to try and increase his resistance as high as possible, and also increase his defense as well as his HP, because he will be kind of a squishy character when dealing with other powerful damage dealers. So on top of that, I use Pang Pang because it's one of the only other pets that I have that I can equip on him. I do have the lemurs, but their defense and HP scalability isn't that great, so I prefer to just use Pang Pang. And then I'm also using the Spirit Shrine because it has a 30% chance to grant an increased defense or skill nullifier. Some noticeable exceptions you could use is the Monkyatsu Relic, the Air Nomad Glider, or the Airball, because with his basic, he has a 50% chance to knock down the opponent with the slowest speed. Or you could use the Air Bison Whistle, which would lower the defense of the target that you attack and land an air debuff on by 5%. So now I'm going to show you how to play with Kelsang in Arena. So I'm going against this first team, and they have a Kyoshi faction team with Talaruktuk on defense. And this is kind of important because with Talaruktuk's rework, now he has a higher chance of countering, and he also gets an extra turn whenever he uses his advanced ability. And whenever he counters, he always puts like a rank 1 or 2 water element debuff on you. So if he counters a lot, you can get all of your characters frozen very quickly if you're not careful. So already, because they have 3 Kyoshi faction heroes, that Kyoshi is going to go first because her skill mastery gives her 10% speed for every single Kyoshi faction hero on her side of the field. So we're already debuffed, and this is where Iroh and Kelsang are going to come into play, because we're going to remove those debuffs completely. So with Iroh, I'm going to use his cleanse to bring down every single debuff by 1, so they won't be there for 2 or 3 turns. And then I'm going to use the advanced ability for Rangi because she'll get an increase in damage. And this is going to play out in her basic ability, because her basic ability, if I attack the person in the front line, which is Talaruktuk, then she'll also deal explosive damage, which will attack every single other enemy. And a lot of the times I really like using her because I can kill almost everybody on the field with her ability. But that's going to require me to have some sort of damage increase on the character. So I already have 1, and I can do this up to 2 more times by getting either different buffs or by using her advanced ability to increase her damage. And sometimes, depending on the character's health, I can probably even one-shot them. Sometimes I can one-shot a mind Avatar Aang and get rid of them. So now with Iroh, I'm just going to use this basic. That way I can put tenacity on as many characters as possible. So it won't be on Kyoshi or Kelsang because they have the Earth debuff, but it should be fine. And so now all the other opponents, because we attacked, Kelsang is giving them increased attack up as well as increased defense because of his passive. And now with Kyoshi, I use her basic to try and clear the buffs, but it doesn't land, it gets resisted. And so Talaruktuk now with his advanced ability, he gains that extra turn, and then he attacks every single enemy, and he puts a rank 1 water element debuff on all my characters. And then Kyoshi goes again, and then now all of my characters were able to resist the bleed debuff from their Kyoshi, and my Kyoshi was able to counter and apply the earth elemental debuff. She passes the resistance check, but it only lands on Kelsang because he's in the guardian stance. So now that my Kelsang goes into the guardian stance, now you see all the debuffs that were on my side of the field are now all completely gone. Kyoshi gets killed, but it doesn't matter because I can use Rangi's basic ability. With the 3 damage increases, you can see I just wipe out that side of the field. So now it's just Talaruktuk left because he has the, I think it's the 4 mass passives. So whenever he gains like a defensive buff, then he also heals. So now with Kelsang's advanced ability, Gale Force, after going to the Guardian stance, I can attack and seal off his advanced ability like he's Naruto and deal vitality damage. And you can see that I've blocked Talaruktuk's advanced ability for the remainder of the battle until he kills Kelsang or we lose. But that's not going to happen because I'm just building up to get to a 5 focus ultimate, and then I'm just going to wipe out Talaruktuk. The reason why I want to use Kelsang for the starter for this combo is because he says his advanced ability scales with his defense stat, and I want to see if that transfers over into his combo, because most characters that I've tested on that have an increase with their defense stat, the combo still scales with their attack ability. So if you have a low attack stat on the character, then the damage won't be the same. And as you can see there, the damage from the combo didn't kill Talaruktuk. It was actually the bleed damage that he got from the fire elemental debuffs. And that's 1 victory under the belt. So we're going to go for a couple more matches, and then we're going to call the video. This next team we're going up against is a full earthbending team, mainly because they had Bumi on the team, so I wanted to attack them because Kelsang's advanced ability, Gale Force, deals vital damage, so it'll increase based on the max HP of the enemy or the target. I'm going to be using the same team of Kelsang, Iroh, Avatar Kyoshi, and Rangi because this is probably my best team that I have so far. I have Iroh at skill level 4, I have Avatar Kyoshi at skill level 3, Rangi at skill level 1, and Kelsang at skill level 1. So once again, you can see Bumi has a large pool of health, and I'm going to use the advanced ability for Rangi because I want to get her damage increases up as soon as possible. That way she'll be able to like wipe out everyone in the back rank and on the sides as well if I attack the front line. So with Kelsang, with Iroh, I used his advance because I wanted the calming state, because whenever you use him in combos, as well as I have a counter set on him, then he'll also put the tenacity or the defense up on all my allies in the meantime in the background. And so now, since Kelsang is in the guardian state, you can see all those earth debuffs that we were supposed to get on our characters only lands on Kelsang. So this is why you want to have him have a high resistance, because you can avoid that and you'll still be able to get buffs as you're playing. So now that I clear the buffs, I'm able to put the earth elemental debuff on the characters, but for some reason it still puts on some of their buffs. For example, whenever Kyoshi goes into her vengeance state. So now, once again, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I'm gonna clear these buffs and put a rank 2 earth element debuff on these characters. This is why I really like Kyoshi, because you can slow and turn rewind these characters and eventually have them all stunned once you have a rank 3 earth elemental debuff. So we're still missing all the debuffs because Kelsang is in the guardian state, and now I use the basic with Iroh just to put tenacity on everybody, so that the next time he counters or attacks, I'll have the defense up. And so with Rangi, I attack the front, and as you can see, boom, pretty much everybody's gone once I attack the front and deal explosive damage. And so I'm probably going to kill Kyoshi with this whenever I use Gale Force and attack her. But if she still survived, then she wouldn't have been able to use her ultimate, where she deals the 2 hits of damage. And if there's 2 buffs on the character, then she puts every character gets their own elemental debuff applied to them. So that's the second victory under the belt. We're going to move on to the next match. So this is going to be the last match that I'll show you. It has the Earth Soldier, Suki, Zuko, and Iroh, as well as a level 30 Fire Nation Falcon. So this Falcon is going to give speed to the Fire Nation characters, and depending on the level and how much speed that he has equipped onto Zuko and Iroh, they may go first. So out of the gate, let's see. And my Iroh goes first, but then their Zuko is going to go second because of how much speed that he has. And so once again, I put Iroh into a calming state because I want those debuffs down, and I also want whenever he counters, he'll be putting tenacity on the whole team as well as defensive up later on. So I'm just going to attack any character. I was just looking at their stats to see what their resistance as well as what their health was. So I'm just going to attack the Earth Soldier, not because I'm trying to one-shot him, but just because I want a character to attack and I want to put those buffs onto Rangi. So now with Kelsang, I'm going to go into the Guardian state once again, but attack Kyoshi or Suki with Rangi because I want her to gain 2 buffs that I can use to attack her with Kyoshi. So here I'm going to use Kyoshi's advanced ability, and this is going to allow me to put every single debuff on each character, whatever the debuffs there is, whether it be the special, fire, or earth element debuff. And so now Suki's going to counter, and when she counters, she hits Kelsang and removes him from the Guardian state. So now, because Kelsang is no longer in the Guardian state, I'm susceptible to any sort of elemental debuff. So we still get attacked, but Kyoshi is countering, and this is doing enough damage for me. So now with Rangi, because she has 3 damage increases on her already, I just attack Iroh, and I hit everybody, and you can see I pretty much almost kill everyone. The only reason why Kyoshi counters and Suki isn't dead is because Zuko just hit us with his retaliation attack. So Kyoshi countered, and then because she hit Suki, Suki still had the offense up on her, so then we deal the extra elemental debuff damage. So now I just hit with Zuko, or use Iroh to hit the other Iroh, and have Kelsang as a ender in the combo. And so now everybody has tenacity and defense up. And so now we get rid of Iroh, and then because Zuko's already done his retaliation attack, we can pretty much just get rid of him with any character. So now Kelsang finishes him off with his Kamehameha, and we blast Zuko out of this realm. And so this ends the Tournament of Power, and this also ends the video. So if you like the information, make sure to subscribe, click the notification bell, and smash the like button. Be on the lookout for my next video where we'll be going over Hegemon's Folly, and if you need help with the Ascension Bazaar or the Broken Bonds event, then click right here, and I'll see you in the next one.